What's up, everybody? This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. It's been a while since I've been able to jump into a draft here for Battle for Zendikar, but we're going to go ahead and get into another one here. I will go ahead and bring you back once this one fires, and hopefully we can pull some good rares. Alright, so we have just fired, and we got a pretty good rare, so I know coming out of the Pro Tour, the pros seem to be very much against green. I think Woodland Wanderer is just too good of a card to not go after, though. I haven't actually drafted a Converge style deck, so this could be something fun to try. Otherwise, Coastal Discovery is very good, and it's easy one that's in just blue, which I know a lot of people do like. Forerunner of Slaughter is very good in a aggressive black-red deck, but I don't want to commit too early on that. Mist Intruder is definitely one of the better ingest creatures out there. Tightening Coils is fine, definitely not first pickable though. So let's go ahead and grab this Woodland Wanderer and see what they're giving us. Alright, so we've got a couple good cards here. Blue is definitely a color that you want to look to possibly pair green with in your Converge decks. Blue, green, and white are generally the colors that go best, so Ruination Guide is definitely a possibility. I don't know how many devoid creatures we'd be looking at with that, though. Otherwise, Complete Disregard is a very good removal spell that works early on. Skitterskin is fine. Nirkana Assassin is a decent role player in the black-white life gain deck, which I'm a huge fan of. I feel like that deck is super strong, and you know, after the Pro Tour, it came out that a lot of people were really up on that deck, which was kind of surprising to me. I didn't expect that, but Ruination Guide is definitely going to be the pick here. Alright, so if we were looking to do a black-white deck, Calistria Healer is the payoff card for it. So far we haven't really gone that way yet. I think the strongest potential card is probably Windrider Patrol, unless we end up moving all in on the Calistria Healer. At which point, if we are doing that, we're basically going to give up on our first two picks. You know, these cards do not really play well with it. You could maybe play the Woodland Wanderer if you're able to find some kind of fixing to get you a green. You know, it's not really the thing that you're looking for, though. Painful Truth is a fine card. I think Windrider Patrol is where we're going to head here. I really have only done one blue draft so far, so I'm okay with go ahead and trying some different stuff. And it looks like blue is opening up for us. Calistria Nightwatch is definitely one of those cards that you want to watch for in that black-white life gain. Eldrazi Sky Spawner, though, is definitely one of the best cards you can get in blue. It's a 2/1 flyer that produces a 1/1. Fathom Feeder is also a card that we would really like to get, but I think right now I just want to stay in one color. I'd like to see Fathom Feeder more in like a constructed style. A 1/1 Death Touch is not doing a ton for me in this format right now. So let's take the Sky Spawner and let's see what keeps coming. Hopefully we can get a lot more blue. So we do have a Wavewing Elemental. As far as a blue card, Snapping Gnarlid is very good, and I think we'll probably take that. Otherwise, Turn Against is a great kind of... It's a way that you can surprise your opponent and, you know, take their creature and block their other creature, trying to basically wipe out their board. Otherwise, it's, you know, just a overcosted instant speed act of treason. Otherwise, Evolving Wilds is probably a very good looking card in this. I think we take the Snapping Gnarlid. I just like getting the early drops in this format, as well as, you know, we do want to be able to play this Woodland Wanderer. Alright, so right here, some decent white cards, but I don't think we're ready to go that way. Oracle of Dust is a fine card. Benthic Infiltrator is probably going to be the pick. Blister Pod is, you know, fine, but nothing exciting. we do have the Ruination Guide to pump up all these devoid creatures that we are seeing. I think Benthic Infiltrator is just the best card here. Being able to give us the ingest is going to be really important, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to find like some big Eldrazi in this deck. I really haven't gotten to do a lot of Eldrazi so far. So here we're looking at maybe a retreat to Coral Helm or Kozilek's Channeler. I'm not really looking to play a Brilliant Spectrum. Yeah, that just doesn't seem very good at all, especially when we're so far just 2 colors. I think Kozilek's Channeler is definitely going to be the pick. I'm kind of hoping to have a decent amount of early plays and then end up maybe going big here. Spawning Bed is definitely a decent card to pick up for this, but I think Kozilek's Channeler is just too good of a pickup right now. Alright, so here we've got Call of the Scions versus Cloud Manta. Felidar Cub is not exactly where we're looking to be. Yeah, it's definitely going to be between the flying 3/2 versus the 2/1/1 colorless Eldrazi tokens. They are devoid, so we've kind of got a little bit of a devoid theme going here. The 3/2 flyer is definitely strong. I think let's try the Scions though. All right, so this is definitely between Eldrazi Devastator and Mist Intruder. Natural Connection would even be a fine pickup, but I think Mist Intruder is just a great sign that we are on the right track with blue, and picking up these devoid flying or devoid ingesters is going to be a big thing for us. We could probably pick up an Eldrazi Devastator later in the draft. Here we'll look at either Coral Helm Guide versus Broodhunter Worm. I think just picking up the early drop is going to be where we want to be. Otherwise, we could look to do Seek the Wilds, which does allow us to do somewhat of a ramp, but I'd rather get a creature right now. You can generally find those ramping cards later. Oh, right now this is some good stuff. Tunneling Geopede and Vestige of Emrakul are big signs that red is open. I'm going to take the Vestige of Emrakul, having that devoid kind of sub-theme that we're doing right now. Here, between Murkstrider and Skyline Cascade, I'm actually a big fan of these Cascade lands. Yeah, let's take the Murkstrider. Time is going fast for us here. We'll take the Royal Mage's Trick and move it straight to the sideboard. Blister Pod is a decent pickup right here for us, actually. Alright, so pack 1, I feel like it was a fairly good pack for us. We're looking at somewhat of a teamer devoid deck right now. Snapping Gnarlid isn't devoid, but it's just a strong early drop that can be a 3/3. Ooh, Blight Herder, there we go. So we're definitely getting a little bit of support for going with those ingesters and devoid creatures so far. Blight Herder is definitely one of the best payoff cards for it. You don't want to be looking to use your Murkstrider and getting rid of your exile cards when you've got this bad boy coming up. It is when you cast it, if you can put 2 of their exile cards back into their graveyard, you get 3 1/1s. So you have a 4/5 and 3 1/1s for 5 mana, which is pretty insane. Otherwise, Bloodbond Vampire is huge in the black-white life gain deck. Core Entanglers is very good in any white-based ally strategy. Oran Reef Invoker, we'd definitely like to see this card come back around to us. Lifespring Druid also would be huge for us, but Blight Herder is just way too powerful. Alright, so Core Blade Whirl is very strong. Rolling Thunder is probably easily the best card in this pack. Otherwise, we look at Mist Intruder. I'm not sure if we're going to be playing red just yet. Having Rolling Thunder be double red is difficult to do. I think if we don't take it, we're definitely putting somebody into red, which might be okay, because we could look to pick up another Mist Intruder right now, which is not exciting in any way, but it might just be better for this deck. Right now we've picked up a ton of blue cards, and people are showing that they're not really in that. I know that blue-red is a super strong devoid deck, which means we could look to do Rolling Thunder. I mean, Rolling Thunder is just the best card in the packs, and so, maybe we're not green. I don't know. So let's take the Rolling Thunder and hedge on that. All right, so here we've got a Crumble of Dust, which exile non-basic land, which isn't not really what you're looking to do in limited. Horribly Awry is a very strong counter spell. Skyrider Elf is definitely going to be the payoff card that we're looking to do here. If we're looking to be 3 colors or more, you definitely want to pick up these Skyrider Elves. Just getting that flyer that you can possibly have for, as a 4/4 or a 3/3 is decent for, you're doing it for 3 mana really. Even a 2/2 is, not terrible for 2. Yeah, so I think we'll take the Skyrider Elf. And anticipates a decent card. Horribly Awry would probably be my second pick here, but we'll take the Skyrider Elf and put it around the 3-drop right now. So we've got Bring to Light, which is, we don't have any mana fixing right now, so that's not exactly what I'm looking to do. Touch of the Void is a very good removal spell if we're looking to be in this kind of Temur-esque kind of deck. Retreat to Kazandu is definitely a card I would love to be able to pick up, but I don't think we're going to be able to see that come back around, and I don't value it high enough to take it at this point. So I think I'm going to take Touch of the Void, and we're really going to be looking to pick up some like Evolving Wilds or any type of mana fixing. Speaking of which, Seek of the Wilds, Akoum Stonewaker is probably the best card here, easily. Otherwise, Boiling Earth is decent. Seek of the Wilds, so just allows you to make sure to get your mana fixing online. It's not really a ramp, it's just a fixer. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Stonewaker. Maybe green is just gonna be more of a splash color. We're not real sure yet what's going on here. Here I definitely like Oran Reef Invoker. I think Nettle Drone is gonna be the. Ooh, man! I just saw the Dampening Pulse. Dampening Pulse is a super strong card in this format right now. Between Dampening Pulse and Nettle Drone, I think it's a difficult choice. If we're looking to do this more blue-red devoid deck, Nettle Drone is definitely going to be the best option. Yeah, I think we're gonna start moving in on the red-blue. Dampening Pulse is super strong though, but I'm gonna take the Nettle Drone on a hoping that we continue to get the red cards. All right, so here we've got Royal Spout, which is easily the strongest card. Rising Miasma is a bad card for us to face, considering we have a lot of lower creatures. Stone Fury is, I think, the card we've got to go with. Otherwise, Anticipate would be a fine draw. I don't think we're looking to do like Blister Pod. If we're looking to be red, though, I think Stone Fury is the card of choice for us. Aligned Hedron Network is not really where we want to be. We're not looking to pick up any blighted cards at this moment, just because we don't have mana fixing, and we're definitely looking like we're going to be a 3-color deck. It's just we don't know which is our second color. I mean, I think right now it looks like red is going to be, but I think I'm going to pick up the Broodhunter Worm. Just as another 4-drop, it's a strong card. Here, the Oran Reef Invoker is here, Valakut Invoker. Both are very good cards. I think looking at this devoid strategy, though, we should probably go ahead and take the Kozilek Sentinel. Yeah. So, I mean, we're kind of veering away from that converged deck that we were looking at. But, there's a lot of good talk out there about the blue-red devoid deck. People are big fans of it. Here, we could look to pick up Natural Connection just so that we can, make sure to get our mana online. Wavewing Elemental is definitely a decent card to play later in the game. A 5/6 flyer is going to be hard for most decks to beat. Natural Connection, just getting our mana online though. Yeah, I think Natural Connection is the way we want to go. Anticipate, we'll gladly take that one. Getting some card draw so that we can fix our mana. We'll take the... Actually, I don't really plan on playing Royal Mage's Trick, so I might as well take the Dutiful Return. Grab the Boiling Earth because against us it would be pretty awful, and it might actually be a decent sideboard for us. Dispel could definitely be a card that we might look to play at the minimum in the sideboard. So these are cards I'm looking at playing at least sideboard action. Oh, Amarius Shepherd is super strong. Tajuru Warcaller is awesome in any ally deck. Ugh. I think, there's some super strong cards in this pack. We're not, unfortunately, they're not really in the colors that we're looking to be right now. Blister Pod, you're kind of out right now. So the Warcaller would be great. It being double green, though, is, I think, going to be difficult for us because I think we've kind of moved in on the blue-red Devoid deck. Ulamog's Reclaimer. I don't think we really have any instants or sorceries that we're, super happy to get back. I think Molten Nursery is going to be the card that we want to pick up here. Just being able to ping our opponent every time we play one of these Devoid cards is going to be important to us. Alright, so here we've got Vestige of Emrakul, Coastal Discovery. I think Coastal Discovery is going to be the pick. Being able to get a 4/4 and draw 2 cards at 6 mana is going to be insane. Even at 4 mana, drawing 2 cards is decent. Kozilek's Channeler is something that I'd be looking to pick up, as well as Vestige of Emrakul. Yeah, I think we take the Coastal Discovery. Plan on playing it on 6 mana. We're going to definitely not want to face one of those super fast ally decks. We don't have the greatest way to slow them down just yet. And there's a Smoldering Marsh, which could definitely allow us to do some good things when we're looking to, converge with our Woodland Wanderer. Right now, we're not sure if we're going to play the Broodhunter Worm. And actually, Call of the Scions is probably out at this. Well, that might be in actually. We'll make cuts later. Eyeless Watcher is decent. It gives us 3 creatures for the price of basically 2 or 3. I don't think Smoldering Marsh is where we want to be with this. Rune Processor might actually be the best card for us here. We're looking for that big finisher. We've got a couple ways of ingesting. So I think let's take the Rune Processor. Here we'll take another Benthic Infiltrator, I believe. Breaker of Armies is a pretty sweet looking card. It's a 10/8 and all the creatures have to block it, so you're pretty much going to wipe their board. Clutch of Currents would be really good. But I think let's just keep picking up those Devoid creatures. Any creatures with Ingest is going to be powerful for us as well. Transgress the Mind would be cool. Unfortunately, we're not really looking to do that. I mean, we could look to pick up Jedi Offshoot, but actually I think the Tajuru Stalwart is just a little bit better. Otherwise, maybe just picking up a 2-1 for 2 is where we want to be. Definitely some decent options for us here. Yeah, I wonder, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing enough green sources of mana to play my Snappy Gnarlid, which means Call of Scions might be out. Natural Connection, we're not sure yet. Coral Helm Guide, just getting us another creature on the board early is, it's hard to pass up some of these cards, but I think that's the way to go. Oh wow. That black-white life gain deck, we probably would have ended up decent. I mean, we would have only got one healer, though. We've got Lifespring Druid and Nettle Drone. Both of them are really good cards for us in this deck. I haven't played this enough to know. I mean, if I'm fully investing in the devoid, Nettle Drone is easily the pick. If I'm looking at just getting a little bit of mana fixing, which maybe we don't need mana fixing. Maybe we just play a couple sources of green for our Woodland Wanderer and our Skyrider Elf. They'll be 3/3 and 5/5, which is fine. Yeah, let's go with the Nettle Drone. We're doing this devoid deck, and we're gonna see how it does. Oracle of Dust. That's a devoid 3/5. Yeah, that's not exactly what we want to do with our ingest cards unless we're like way late. I think Valakut Invoker is just a very strong card. Reckless Cohort is not what I'm looking to be in this deck. It's just a matter of whether we have enough early stuff to shut down the quick decks. I think the Valakut Invoker is the best card here. So I'm going to take that, even though it doesn't really work with our devoid strategy. Picking up another Rune Processor is a card I'm okay with picking up too. It's a 7/8, and you're able to gain 5 life when you put a card from exile into the graveyard. Otherwise, Salvage Drone is, maybe that early ingester that we really want. I just think that we're looking to go big here. We're not. Gosh, that Salvage Drone could be okay. Now I'm gonna take a second finisher. All right, so we picked up another Coral Helm Guide. Could definitely look to do the Oracle of Dust at this point, but we have a lot of early plays. We might end up even being just a pretty aggro style of deck, which is crazy. But we've got 17 2 and 3 drops right now, so we've got a lot of options to choose from here. That's one of the benefits of just basically picking up good cards. We'll take the Rod Shambler. I think that's definitely the best card in the pack there. Spell Shrivel. Yeah, we'll definitely take the Spell Shrivel here. Making your opponent have to pay 4 additional mana is pretty difficult for them to do most of the time. Belligerent Whiptail, I think, is the strongest card here. We don't want to face it. Jedi Offshoot is definitely fine. We didn't. Oh, there's a Salvage Drone anyway. Maybe we do go with a very aggressive style of build. Maybe we're not looking to play this Skyrider Elf or this Woodland Wanderer, but I just think the card is, in particular, the Woodland Wanderer is just too good of a card to not want to play. Especially when all we need is, 1 green. Maybe we just play a forest and the Woodland Wanderer, or 2 forests and Skyrider Elf and Woodland Wanderer. But let's look at what we've got here. We may not need to play all these Coral Helm Guides. So let's side these out. Let's go ahead and group our creatures separately. See how we're looking. Coastal Discovery we want to play. Stone Fury we want. Rolling Thunder we want. Yeah, I think our spell suite we definitely want to play all of them. So it's now a matter of, I don't think Merc Strider is a strong enough card to make the cut in this deck. Rune Processor, I really like that card. Whether we need two of them, that's kind of questionable. This Akoum Stonewaker it's a very strong card. I just don't expect us to have enough mana to invest 3 mana all the time in making that. We're going to have some big cards in this deck, so we're not really looking to do that. Skyrider Elf is always going to be played as a 3/3 flyer. So the Eldrazi Skies. I guess I had thought I picked up a second Mist Intruder, but unfortunately we only have one. But having the Ruination Guides, the Ruination Guide, the Benthic Infiltrator ×2, the Mist Intruder, that gives me an idea that I think we're going to be able to exile enough cards. We might want to just move out maybe one of these Rune Processors. 2 might just be a little greedy. So we're down to 25. We're looking to be somewhere around 22 playable cards. Sky Spawner we're definitely playing. Benthic Infiltrator we're playing. Ruination Guide is hands down slam dunk card for us. Valakut Invoker I think we probably could side out right now. I'm not sure if I'm forcing this a little too much by playing the 2 green cards, but I think that they're strong enough in this deck. Or at least maybe just the Woodland Wanderer. Otherwise, we could just side out both of them and go with this. Well, and at that, yeah, no. I mean, it's going to help our mana big time. If we did something like that, though, I think I want to play the second Rune Processor, so I still need to find a spot. Stone Fury maybe could be the card that ends up missing out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it without the Stone Fury. So I mean, it gets us down to 22. We'll go ahead and bring these back together. Sort by mana. Rolling Thunder you would think is probably going to be somewhere around a 5 to a 6 card. I don't want it to be sitting out there. Yeah, I think this looks like a decent start. Coastal Discovery is going to be more around 6 as well. We've got a lot of early plays. We've got 14 cards that we can play in the first three turns. And then we've got, our heavy hitters, our 2 Rune Processors, our Blight Herder, our Wind Rider Patrol. Even Coastal Discovery is going to be really important to us. Yeah, I think that this looks like a decent try. Once again, this is my first time doing the blue-red devoid. So I'm sure somebody out there has a decent idea of what I should be doing. Otherwise, playing the Woodland Wanderer is definitely something I'd love to do. I'm just really trying to go for that synergistic devoid deck. Even playing 2 Coral Helm Guides I think would be okay. It just depends on what kind of opponent we're playing against. I think this gives us probably the best setup to start out though. So we'll go ahead and add 10 and 8 looks pretty good to me. So we'll go ahead and submit, and I will see you in round 1. Thanks for watching. This is Josh with Basement Level Magic. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this stuff, and we'll see you for the first round.